BOSS Racing.
We're here at Simply Racing Motorsports because I'm here picking up the Supra. Serg has been working on it for a good amount of time, putting in some hours, thankfully, because I don't know how to do it. And I've been pretty hush-hush about the whole build leading up to GTA, and not on purpose, it's because I've been pretty busy, but I'm gonna make up for it with all of this. A few things we've put in, or Serg has put in. First off, you'll notice blue. That's kind of cool. He polished the intake manifold as well. It's super shiny, but the real magic is right here. Now we have a port injection and ta-da, a new turbo. It was kind of on me. I was supposed to get a pure 800, but I kind of waited way too long and they ran out of stock. But between talking to Serg and Zach at CSG, we kind of figured that since I'm not upgrading my trans, that the 650 is actually a pretty good upgrade, considering it's a lot smaller, won't lag as much, will still put me in a good amount of power, competitive power. Eventually maybe we go big turbo when I upgrade the transmission, but this is not the time because I don't have that type of money right now. What you can't see is stuff that's underneath the car. The CSG fuel system, which is wild. I've been battling with fuel starve for so long. Pretty much every racetrack I have an issue. If there's a kind of sustained right-hand turn with a lot of G's, when I come out of it, I just starve immediately. It cuts. If I don't have a full tank of gas, it just fuel cuts, and it's really scary. It's really bad, and it has ruined many laps where I thought that I was on my PB lap. But now that will not happen anymore. And now I get to run E85, pure E85, which is pretty sick. I don't have to mix anymore. We're gonna be making a lot more consistent power, specifically with the port injection and the new turbo and the fuel system. I was maxing out the stock turbo, and I could put the dyno graph up, but like basically what happens is like it meets peak power on my kill map like at 5,000 RPM, and it just falls flat on its face after that. And I can only do like 1 or 2 laps in that mode. But now hopefully I could run a lot of power back to back. Obviously, you know, this is a lot of heat that's coming through the engine, so I'm gonna have to pace myself still. I'm not gonna be able to go back to back to back, but for GTA, this is gonna be great because I'm gonna be able to run as much as I can and try to get that maximum lap without having to just do 2 laps and then kill it for a few more laps, then go again for like 1. I'm excited. This is a big day for the Supra because I've been running on the stock turbo and the stock, like almost stock everything, for a long time, and now it's far from that. So this is the turbo, the stock turbo that came out of my car. It's gone through a lot. It's time to rest. Yeah, wow.
Almost 40,000 miles on there, huh?
Yeah, 40,000 miles. That's crazy. Good job, little turbo. You did well. And this is the stock fuel system. Serg was telling me that big hole gets cut here and another fuel pump gets put in there, and there's a whole bunch of other nonsense. But basically, this little dweeb, this wasn't doing it. It wasn't cutting it. So there's a lot of radium parts underneath the car now, and just way better. Dang. So here's the part that you probably won't see ever again, the CSG fuel system, and look at what Serg did. This is a gorgeous installation. Every single nut and bolt has been marked. Well done, Serg. Yeah. Nice. This takes a long time. This was kind of like just a very tedious effort,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, just pretty much you get a box with a whole bunch of parts in it.
Yeah.
Nothing is in the sense where you can just plug it straight in.
Yeah.
Something either needs a line put to it, a fitting put on it, a line to cut short. Nothing comes pre-made. Everything is built to order essentially with this kit.
Heck yeah. And with this, we're gonna be not getting any fuel cut, and we're gonna be pushing a lot of fuel through this bad boy.
And one thing that we did do with your kit, that depending on the build, but being that you're at a perfect power level where it's not too crazy and too much, your fuel pressure regulator is actually atmospheric and just dead set. So me and Zach kind of went over it together. At first I was setting it to 5.5 bar. Zach just wanted me to go ahead and just set it to 6 bar flat, and that'll give you enough overhead with an extra 3 bar to be able to kind of have any room and wiggle room you need without having that adjustability of going onto the manifold, or having an issue or having something of the sorts happen, being that you are reading off that boost reference off the manifold now. So now we don't have any of that. It's just atmospheric and just set to a flat base pressure.
Hey. Heck yeah. And shout out to CSG for jumping on board and hooking it up with this fuel system. This is the nicest one. This is like, would you say like this is the one to have? If you're gonna have one, this is like the one to have.
The pinnacle one, essentially. The best kit on the market.
Nice. And if you've been a follower of Time Attack Supras in general, you know that CSG, Counter Space Garage, is not a newcomer in that area. They've been around. They've helped Jackie Ding with his setup, and they're helping Kyle McHugh with his setup. All the crazy Supras right now are being serviced and have CSG parts, and it's because they are racers and they listen to master techs such as Serg, and everybody communicates and everyone figures out what the best setup is, and there's pretty much no guesswork involved. You're not piecing together parts to make this Frankenstein. You could rest easy knowing that, you know, these parts have been tested and tested on track. They're just the right parts for the car, and can't say enough good things about CSG. Like, everything that they have is on point. It's kind of a no-brainer. If you have a Supra or any track car that they support, it's best to get parts from them. Whew. Fuel tank all the way down. Wow, work of art. I love how everything's like marked. It's like really satisfying and really tickling my OCD.
You know, that's one of the things I take the most pride in, because what I really like seeing is having a car come back, like even yours, for example.
Yeah.
We did the intake manifold and everything how long ago, how many track days ago? And seeing your car come back with all my marks still intact, with everything the way it's exactly how it's supposed to be, all it does is give you peace of mind. You're like, hey, I know this didn't move for the last 3 months.
Yep. Oh my God. It's dumping right now. It has literally been hot, so hot for a long time. It just started to get cold, and now it's dumping. This is so crazy. We were just inside the shop and just heard the sky open up. And this is like big rain. we were just talking about how we haven't seen rain in so long. You know what this means? PB weather. Incoming. Damn, that looks good. Woo! Sick.
Go, sir.
Thank you, Serg.
Yes, sir.
Pow. This is gonna be wild. This is the new, I would call this like version 3 of the Supra. We had like bone stock, then a little bit more spicy.
Yeah. And what's cool is, like, I tell you this every time, but I've been able to enjoy it from your very beginning to where the first time you brought it in, just completely stock right off the truck from Carvana, and it was to this. But not just this overnight, from this gradually, slowly progressing, doing 10, 20, 30 track day in between every single setup. You really get to feel and enjoy the car in every level versus just spending all this money and then just going out and driving a completely different car.
Yeah, no, I'm super stoked. So now onwards to the wrap, then we go to the dyno next door.
Yes, sir.
And then we get full sauce.
Exactly. And then you get to enjoy her for as long as you itch to get something else done.
Hey, and if I do, I know where to go.
Yes, sir.
BOSS Racing.